12 News at 10 with Mark Curtis and Caribe Divine starts now.
We begin tonight with a 12 News weather impact alert with dangerous heat here to stay across the valley this week. Phoenix reached 118 degrees to set a new daily record today. Meanwhile, an excessive heat warning is in effect until Friday night, with even more heat records in jeopardy for the next few days. Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Caribe Divine.
I'm Mark Curtis. Our weather team has activated weather impact alert days for the rest of the work week. Meteorologist Ginger Jeffries joins us with a first look at your forecast. And Ginger, is 121 really a possibility?
It is on the table. Can you believe people are still out playing golf today? I mean, seeing some of the footage today. I don't know if it helps or hurts that we broke a record today. Maybe it helps a little because you know how excessive the numbers were. But because of the recent all-time records that have been snapped in Vegas and Palm Springs, 120 to 124, the National Weather Service is now upping the ante on the bottom line. And they've extended the excessive heat warning through Friday with temperature potential between 111 to 121. Today, we smashed the record at 118, the old record 115. This time of the year, we should be at 107. You'll remember last Friday, we also hit a high of 118, which so far have been the two hottest days of the year. So far. Normal for us this time of the year is 87 degrees, and look at these lows. We should be getting down to about 84. Instead, we're barely getting down into the 90s because once again, we're going to pump up the volume of the temperatures tomorrow to a toasty 116 across the board. The main heating element to the west, Lake Havasu about 120 and 117 in Quartzsite. So as far as those records go, yeah, we're bouncing around from Tuesday to Friday. I think we will at least meet another record and possibly break it through Friday, so don't forget to stay hydrated and limit your outdoor activity. Meantime, as we transition from extreme heat into monsoon moisture, right now the monsoon meter is reading a 0. We have no threat of storms. It is too hot, it is too dry. But by Wednesday, this landscape is changing, and I'm looking for some very active monsoon moisture for the weekend. Details on that coming up in my full forecast. Back to you.
All right, Ginger, we'll see you in a few minutes. Now to the very latest on a new wildfire that's burning in Coconino County. Officials with the Southwest Coordination Center say that the Pius fire is burning about 25 miles northeast of Payson tonight. They report that the fire has burned 460 acres, and campers in the area are being told to leave the area. The Coconino County Sheriff's Office tells 12 News that people in and around Bear Canyon Lake and Knoll Lake are being told to evacuate the area immediately. We'll keep you updated as we learn more.
Meanwhile, I-17 is slowly starting to reopen near Sunset Point tonight as crews continue to battle what's being called the Perry Tank Fire. Officials with the Bureau of Land Management say this fire has burned about 200 acres and is 20% contained. ADOT says the southbound lanes have partially reopened near Bloody Basin Road. The northbound lanes of I-17 are unaffected.
New at 10, we are learning more about a horrific crash that happened Friday night on Pinnacle Peak Road near 56th Street. 6 people were hospitalized, and sadly, 1 woman did not survive her injuries. Now police say that the driver at fault has been released from the hospital and booked on several charges, including manslaughter. 12 News journalist Bianca Bono is joining us live near the scene of the crash tonight. And Bianca, have police said what caused the crash?
Caribe, detectives are investigating if impairment was a factor, but following this crash, we've heard from residents in this area who say they have concerns about the safety of this street. Remnants of a fiery crash still linger along Pinnacle Peak Road near 56th Street. On Friday night around 8:30, police say 19-year-old Madison Carey was driving west when she drove off the road hitting bushes and trees. After driving back onto the road, she crossed the center line, striking another car. 6 people were hospitalized, and 53-year-old Juliana Mani was killed.
A lot of people do speed down there, and a lot of times they'll even get in front, like overpass somebody.
Residents who live nearby say they have concerns about this section of Pinnacle Peak Road, noting drivers frequently speed. And despite the significant development in the area over the past several years, they say the road hasn't grown with it.
It's a great area, but But there's a lot going on since they opened up that 56th Street passageway. Everything's gotten a lot of cross traffic.
There's quite a bit of speeding. I mean, the speed limit is 50. People go quite above that.
Just east of where that crash happened on Pinnacle Peak Road, the speed limit is 50 miles per hour, but you wouldn't know it based on looking at this speed limit sign. It's covered by a bush and essentially invisible to drivers. Hours after 12 News notified the City of Phoenix Street Transportation Department of the covered sign, a field crew fixed that problem. But those who live here believe Friday night's crash is a sign that more change is needed.
More lanes, probably reducing the speed limit.
Expanding the road and maybe a street light or somewhere in the middle of it.
They should put a light or something just to prevent people from doing that.
And the 19-year-old driver who police say caused the crash has been booked on 1 count of manslaughter and 4 counts of aggravated assault. We have reached out to the City of Phoenix to find out if they're looking into making any changes along Pinnacle Peak Road. A spokesperson tells me he's working to find out the answer. We're live in North Phoenix tonight. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
All right, Bianca, thank you. We do have a heads up for evening commuters in the West Valley. There are nightly closures happening this week on the I-10 in Goodyear. Starting tonight, both the east and westbound lanes will be periodically closed between Bullard Avenue and Litchfield Road for work on some power lines. It's happening in 15-minute intervals each night between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. until this Thursday morning. Officials with ADOT are urging drivers to use caution when driving through that area.
Tonight, a sad end to the search for a missing mother in the West Valley. Today, Buckeye police announced that they had found Hope Tucker's remains. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly spent the day in Buckeye covering the latest developments. Tonight, he's reporting from the area where Hope's body was finally found.
After weeks of searching for 46-year-old Hope Tucker, this morning, it all came to an end here in the desert.
This is not the outcome we wanted.
Far from any homes or community, missing mother Hope Tucker was found dead in this area north of the I-10.
Did she have like a water bottle with her or anything like that you found on her person?
I don't believe there was a water bottle, but she was there with her dog on a leash.
Chris Aplano with the Buckeye Police Department saying that on Monday morning, detectives were out searching for Hope on foot when they found her. Her dog lying dead by her feet, not leaving Hope's side.
There were no obvious signs of trauma.
It all started more than a month ago when police say Hope, her adult son Tayshawn, and their dog were driving on I-10 near Verado Way when their car broke down on the interstate. The three got out to look for shade. Police said for some reason they walked about 1.5 miles north into the desert. That's when Tayshawn told police his mom closed her eyes and stopped breathing.
According to Hope's son, she passed away on May 22nd. That was the same day that they broke down that morning on the I-10.
Tayshawn has autism and is nonverbal. 2 days later, he was found severely dehydrated outside this gas station less than 5 miles away from the car. He was taken to the hospital where he stayed for a month.
And I was like just shocked. I was like, what? What, you have my grandson all this time?
He was picked up by his grandfather, Leroy Tucker, who lives in California. We spoke with him and Tayshawn just days after the search for Hope began.
He asked him where his mom was, and he said she passed. Then he told me the whole story.
That's when they told police she was missing.
We were a month behind by the time we received the report, so this was challenging.
The heat also putting police at a disadvantage, limiting the hours they could search.
I miss her, and I love her. I wish I was here to give her a hug.
While Leroy knew the chances of finding Hope alive were slim, he didn't want to give up.
But I'm just hoping for hope.
Wanting her to know Tayshawn would be cared for no matter what.
I got your son, he's going to be okay.
I did speak to Leroy Tucker again this afternoon. He told me his family is still trying to comprehend that Hope isn't coming home. While they are heartbroken by this update, he said his family can now start the healing process. We're in Buckeye. Chase Golightly, 12 News.